Good morning. It is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you on Saturday morning. I'm just getting in before midday. I'm going to pull some cards for the upcoming week. And I actually noticed, I've got no filters on, but I realized when I was setting up to record that there's, you can probably see it, there's like a lilac colour over here. There's green over here. So there's some sort of energy. And then I'm seeing almost like a halo going that way over my head. Now it's either this, oh, now it's changing. So now it's going to blue. This is interesting because I've never caught this before. Now I know a couple of people that often post photos of different colours in their room. So I think we've got galactic visitors, is what I'm going to say. I will do some, and I almost feel like there's like two beings on either side here. So maybe they're just interested in what I have to say. But this is not the colour of my room. There's no green. So there's like green here. And then there's lilac going to a blue, that's changing to a blue over here. There's like blue on the ceiling, and then like two white area. It almost looks like a halo here. So I'll be interested if this comes out in the video. And then behind me, lilac again, and that light is actually white light, but it's giving me lilac today. So interesting color, interesting for me as well. So I actually pulled, I wanted to bring some messages from the dragons because I actually have not been paying attention to I've not been paying attention to very much this week because it all seemed to be about stuff that was going on for me. I posted a quick real talk the other Thursday, I think it was. I know this week has sort of flown by. So I know that there are upgrades coming for all of us. I've been experiencing those. But the last two nights, and again, I haven't even looked up the Schumann residence today. The last two nights for me, I've woken up maybe every 2 hours. Which isn't like me. I mean, I might get up once in the night, but it's like I go into, and I've got my Fitbit will tell me I go into a deep sleep right off the bat, like boom, into a deep sleep. And then I just have light. I have several hours during the night that I'm awake. Sometimes I'm aware of that, sometimes I'm not. So I think there's, and if you've been following anything on social media or elsewhere, there's definitely the earth is speaking, some other guy is speaking. The shifts, there's DNA activations, and my concentration has been really off this week. Like I start reading something. I think I described it before. It's like I've got adult ADHD. It's like, oh, and then I'll get distracted. I've never had ADHD. My kids did, so I know what that's like. I know people that have ADHD, so I don't know, my brain sometimes goes into this funky place. Very vivid dreams. When I've had dreams, I would say over the last couple of weeks, started off with my most bizarre dream around ants, and then since then, and I think this is all to do with our ascension, because for me it feels like all these things are coming up, and I've had several messages that things are coming up for me to view for the last time and let them go. I've also been extremely tearful this week. I mean, crying, which again, I haven't done that in years, and I think that is the release that I need. Also, and I'm terrible at remembering lately what these. So I actually took a day off sick on Thursday because my body did not want to move, and you probably caught that. But my friend said to me that I should, if I, like, she was like, watch some movies. Remarkably Bright Creatures. Some of you may have already seen it. It's Sally Fields, and if you want to have a good cry, I wasn't warned that it was going to bring up, oh gosh, it must bring up so much stuff. It brought up loss. I'm going to start crying now. It brought up this incredible octopus. But for me, I could relate all the way through it, from the loss of, whether your partner dies or through divorce, separation, there's a death of that spouse. How your children relate if you don't have children. There was just so many feelings. And like now, I'm tearing up over all the losses that she had, but I'm not going to spoil it for you, because at the end, I wasn't expecting the ending. And I hear there's a 2 coming. Whoever wrote it, it was all the feelings of the aging process, having to give up your house maybe. How do you go about that? How do you let things go? What do you do with memories? As she had so many memories that she didn't even want to go to. And I realized that was what was happening for me. Those painful memories we don't want to go to. We don't want to relive painful moments. But what's been happening in my dreams, in my subconscious, is bringing that up, because I keep hearing the message, whoever they are, whoever these guests are today, it's about, we've got to let that go. I do not plan on coming back to Earth. I've said this many times. I said it before I even knew that I actually have guides with me that are going to open the right portal for me to leave. And again, this is a take it or leave it, but I have been assured that my last incarnation was the Pleiades, and that I have 2 Pleiadian guides who are solely with me, that when my time comes to exit, that they will make sure that that portal opens so that I can return to the Pleiades. So that was like a big exhale for me. So that I know is going to happen. It's a bit like getting your ducks in a row. Some of you probably not even old enough to start thinking that, but I've got an estate planned, I've got as much as I can do. And then of course the nights that I wake up, I run through all the scenarios, and I'm like, why am I worrying about, I won't even be here, or I can only do so much and the rest is up to my kids, right? So I'm not being morbid, it's just reality. So I really have not been paying attention to much spirituality, I guess, but a lot more to what's going on with Mother Gaia. What is it talking to us about? What is our personal journey? So I thought, I love, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I love this, The Dragon Magic by Lucy Cavendish. They're small cards. And on the back, it's published by Blue Angel. It says, dragons are wise, strong, protective beings whose guidance was sought after for thousands of years. Now they are here to enter into deep and lasting friendship with you. Best-selling author Lucy Cavendish brings you 55 messages from the Dragon Realm that will shift energies, clear your path, and inspire you to fly high. Reclaim your connection to lunar dragons, star dragons, the powerful cleansing energy of fire dragons. Let the presence of these mighty allies help you rise above the mundane to access their wisdom, empowerment, and delights. And remember, that is what they're here for. So I'm going to pull some of these cards to get us started. I've been using the Gateway of Light all week, which has also helped me access some of those gateways, some of those portals. Um, I've also, as I mentioned last week, yeah, I think it was last week, I finished my chapter. It has now gone to the review, and I actually have to look at that this afternoon um, to put the finishing touches. So the publisher, who's V, um, has made some suggestions, and I'm working on the not taking it personally, um, because it doesn't mean anything other than that's her job, which I'm glad she told me, because I said to her, when she said there was some revisions, I was like, I'm not, if it needs too much work, it will go out the window, because if any of you have put in all that hard work, and like happened to me, a few months ago, I felt like I put in a lot of work to something, and I got a no at the end. I'm still recovering from that. That was sort of the start of that. Okay, you've got to clear this shit. I've carried too much baggage for way too long. And that's what I'm doing. So I think that's why my eyes are leaking. And I think when I had hormones flying around, I may have been more emotional. I do a really good job, and I know this about myself, that I can shut down like in a second. Like, I get too much stimulation, too much negative energy. People start talking. I had to walk away from a meeting yesterday that became contentious, because I feel like I've got rid of all of that. I don't need that. It was a video, so it was a Teams meeting, and there was a lot of people on it, and it got nasty, which is uncalled for, because they both obviously, I could see it. For, as I've said, I was given this gift. I'm going to say it's a gift that I can read words. Like, I can literally, if somebody critiques, somebody does, like, literally it lights up differently. And it happened to me, it was a work thing, and I knew exactly which person said what comment when I got the quote feedback, which it wasn't. It was just like, let's just give you all this nastiness. So I also hear it. So you can hear somebody's, like, why are they speaking aggressively, and why is this person responding? It's a bit like watching tennis, right? But fascinating, because I'm not the target, but it also brings up a lot of those things. I've talked before, I've been divorced for 26, coming up for 26 years. And, some of that, this is going to make me cry again, the yelling, the name calling, the put downs, that is what sticks. Like, you can do the forgiveness, you can do all of that. And I generally have forgiven that person. But it's what sticks here, right? And it doesn't take much to bring, for somebody to immediately take you back to that, where you didn't have any power, you felt powerless, unheard, uncared for, and that still sits obviously somewhere in me, which will bring me to tears. So let's see what the dragons have to say. I hope I'm not putting too much of that energy into this reading today, because I'm hoping we get some good messages. So, dragon wings. Take shelter beneath our mighty wings. When the storm rage, this will be a safe place where no harm can touch you. Step whenever you need beneath our wings. They are yours. So yes, dragons are there to comfort us. So that's Dragon's Delight. Your laughter is music to we dragons. We wish for you the uplifting energy of laughter. Make you so light you can fly high with us. Oh, I've flown with the dragons, which is amazing. If you haven't yet, it's always can be fun. It can be a bit scary as well because they move pretty fast. Um, Dragon tears. Oh, this one's for me. We dragons are free and spontaneous in our emotions. We do not make an enemy of our primal self. We express it in vibrant and invigorating ways. Connect with your true feelings. So that's for me. So thank you, dragons. And anybody else that's feeling that way. I am going to do some painting. I have been working to help my son get some of his creativity, the creativity juices flowing. And it's a struggle. And I think that's wearing on me as well. So the colours haven't changed that much, other than there's more of a portal. This is interesting because I've not seen a portal in my home before. It's almost like the ceiling is doing that. So maybe that's what I've got to paint. I also want to paint that because one of the cards that I pulled this week was exactly what I saw when I talked about going to the mothership. I'll see if I can. Oh, here it is, this Star Gathering. So that's what I wanted to talk about. This card. You might not be able to see it on here, but you see there's writing here. That is almost what I saw, except for the light was up here. The blinding light was up here. So I need to paint that. So yeah, maybe that's how I can see. Because for something I hear more than I see. I see in my mind's eye. So maybe it's through my video camera that I can see the auric colours. I think it's definitely ET. So let's see what Gateway of Light activation. Oh, so look, they all fell out. Oh. I'm going to go with Star Gathering. Came up. This one, Angelic Frequency. Oh. I Am Presence. So again, this is that, like, it's almost what I'm seeing above me. Very similar to that, sort of up on the ceiling almost. So it's the I Am Presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. And then we've got the angelic frequencies. Angels are here, you are safe, potent connection. And then the Star Gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. So that's remembering home. As some of you may know where home is, I still believe that we do have a planet of origin. Some people say it's just that we remember our last incarnation, but then that would contradict that. Being told I came from the Pleiades, so that would be a contradiction. So this is what often happens when you get too much information from different people, and we all have our own belief systems. But at the end of the day, when you pull some things out and don't get to what I don't do is get to, like what you know what you know is true, and it's really important to go with that, right? It's important to, like I could say there's some conflicting information I've been given about my soul's origin, being told that our soul doesn't have an origin. We're from the ethers. I have been shown, and I put it in one of my posts this week. And it's been confirmed by somebody else. I did when I went into my Akashic records, I was told that that was my origin, was Mars. And then it was funny because they were like, oh, you don't strike me as a Martian, which I think it's funny that I'm a Martian. But it was because I didn't spend that long. My soul originated on Mars, but I left just before the whole thing collapsed and went to Sirius B, which is where I've got a lot of traits of Sirius B. So I'm a Sirian. I'm an adopted Sirian, is what I'm hearing. Oh, now I've got a heart over my head. And the light's getting brighter now. This is fascinating. It would really be interesting to see if this comes out in the video, because it is so different to what I normally record. And yes, I cleaned my lens, because that was the first thing I did. So let's see what we need to do this week to raise our vibration. I lovingly accept myself. So these are going to be affirmations for this week. I clear my energy field. Yes, that's very important. So I'm hearing, to lovingly accept yourself, you have to clear your energy field. If you don't know how to do it, you certainly can Google it, but you can just ask whoever you work with or whoever you know is around you. Could be the angels, because we're definitely we've got this message here, angelic frequency. So I would say ask the angels, and you can just say, angels, could you help me clear my energy field? It really isn't complicated. Sometimes people feel that to get a connection, you've got to see people, it's never like you sit down and have a conversation. Well, it isn't for me. It's usually pretty, and clear your karma. So this year, karma is dissolving. But if it's stuck in your energy field, then you need to ask either to be guided to the Akashic records, or just asked for any karma that is stuck in your energy field, which is your aura, is your energy field. And it can get stuck in various layers, or in every layer, on the outer layer, inner layer, in all those different bodies. So we started off, I lovingly accept myself, but this is the message to how to get to lovingly accepting yourselves. Affirmations, I think, are really good. And this last one, I am supported on my path. So that's confirmation that the angels today are with us, along with the dragons. But the dragons are like, yeah, you can bring in the angels. They're on a very similar frequency. So that doesn't surprise me that the angelic frequencies come in today. I'm just thinking I need a couple more cards, I think. So let's see. Oh, the Stellar Gateway activation. Stellar Gateway. That is to our galactic realm. And Stargate Heart is the act. And that's the green that I've got over here. It's interesting. Heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. So to my left here, I have this green. It's Stargate Heart. And then we've got the Stellar Gateway, the pyramids. And the Stellar Gateway is up here. And it's that Stellar Gateway takes us to the stars, to our lives on other planets, past lives where we can travel. So infinite potential, manifestation, vortex. So let me just have a quick look at, where am I? 24 minutes. So let's look at the Stellar Gateway activation. What information we need to hear. Star gathering. Stargate heart. Stellar gateway activation is the highest of our chakras, and it's found 12 to 24 feet above our head. It is the energetic gateway that connects us to the divine matrix. Oh, so there we go. See, we're coming full circle with this. It holds all intentions that we set before incarnation and all the intentions we've set during it that support the ever-folding path of our earthly experience. Connect. The message is, you are a master of manifestation. Every one of your thoughts, actions and non-actions and choice is affecting the unfolding of your path. Realize that you have great potential and power within you, and through your focus awareness you can draw on heavenly support to create the life of your wildest dreams. Know that all energies you connect with are carried up to your stellar gateway, and if they are aligned with the intentions your soul had before this incarnation, opportunities will come your way. It's important to consider connecting with your cosmic origins at this time, and also tracking down the intentions of your soul. For if you can bring your wishes in this life together with your pre-life intentions, you can live a life that is aligned with the highest heavens. So yeah, and the Star Gateway. Interesting. See, my voice starts cracking. Yeah, they give me 30 minutes. It's also allergies. The Stargate heart. Your heart is a space deep within you. For some time, you have protected it with psychic shields that have not only stopped you from being hurt, but also stopped you from feeling love. This gateway appearing shows that you have finally dropped the shields and are ready to experience love. Universal wisdom wants you to know that this is your divine right. You are a highly empathic and generous soul who has so much to give, and you are being called forth to reveal the deeper and more vulnerable aspects of your being. Divine light beings are surrounding you. Oh, I've got body chills. Holding you and encouraging you to relax. All the restrictions and blockages of your heart space have now been removed. The worst is behind you, and the world needs you. Going to make me cry again. So that's why they've come up, but also that's why these beings are here, right? Because this is what they wanted me to do today. So I'm fulfilling my mission, obviously. The lilac is coming back. So I'm always grateful for whatever guidance comes to me. I always connect with whatever it is I need to connect with. That's part of being, and even though I don't use the word, but part of being a medium, I'm a channeler. I channel lots and lots of beings, galactic beings, connect very, very easily. It's like I'm already out there and they don't have to go far to connect with me. High frequency, you have to have very high frequency, and mine is natural. Even though the more I ground, the higher I go. It's the same for everybody. Grounding is the first thing, and if it's the only thing, you should be practicing it. You can do it very simply. Now the better weather's here, not today, not over the long weekend, because here in the northeast it's not going to be very nice. And of course they've already turned off our heating because I live in a condo. So it's pretty chilly. Hence you see me one time, I'm in shorts and t-shirt, and now I'm back in long sleeves. But it is really, really important. And it's important to embrace your gifts. These are just this is what I'm hearing. I'm saying it out loud because even though I hear it, sometimes I have to say it out loud. So to accept yourself, lovingly accept yourself, you need to clear your energy field, clear the karma, which a lot of it is dissolving anyway, and then know that you're supported on your path. We've got angelic frequencies this week, and you're probably all going to feel them. They're much lighter. Like if you've experienced beings, you almost know, like dragons have a density about them. Angels are very light. This is how I experience them anyway. And they sort of, dragons are like, well, my dragons are like right behind me. They're more sort of out here. The galactics will show up in different ways. The green's spreading. So as my heart is releasing, that's what the green is. So we have the Stellar Gateway activation that I've just talked about, the Stargate heart. So the universe is beating the same. The I am presence, the light body, accessing the divine within us. So we've got angelics, and we need to access our divine self. And then star gatherings are about your soul's memory. And then we've got those beautiful messages from the dragons. So I think that's it before I have another session of crying. Interestingly, several other people have been posting about ageism, what it means to us, especially those of us that are living in now, following a spiritual path. There are still some earthly things. I was at a conference on Wednesday, which set off all my arthritis. But I was and it was interesting. I was running into people I haven't seen for a few years, and they were saying, "Oh, haven't you retired yet?" And I'm like, "Am I really not looking that good?" Or, and I am that age. I mean, some of the people I ran into have been retired for a few years. But then when I said, "Have you seen the economy?" they sort of gave me a blank look, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm not rolling in money. And if I'm capable of working, this is how I'm viewing it right now. If I'm capable of working and I like what I do, I'm not ready to step away from that. I thought it was going to be this year. It still could be, because I will be, August is my anniversary working. So I'll be coming up to 11 years. I have to be vested for 10. I work for the state. So to get anything, I needed to do 10 years. So I've done my 10 years. Anything over that, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's worth, if I can stay for a few more years, that's what I plan on doing. But I'll take it as it comes. So I hope you all have a good Memorial Day weekend. As I say, here in the Northeast, I don't think the weather is going to be that fabulous. I still want to get out and buy some flowers to plant. I think today we've got rain. So Tuesday, of course, after the holiday, it's 80, 82, 71. So we're running in the 59 today, 54 tomorrow, 67 Monday, all rain. And then 80s, of course, when everybody goes back to work. So I hope it's warmer and sunny where you are. So have a good weekend, and I'll be back sometime this week.